The tech industry expected one massive AI model to eat the software world. They're, accidentally building a fragmented Frankenstein stack instead.
Anthropic employees abandoned traditional software months ago. They rely on Claude as an internal operating system where repeatable workflows get packaged as, skills.
A marketer with zero coding background builds a custom design plugin in seconds, bypassing conventional dashboards entirely.
The AI operates in the background, drafting the necessary scripts and deploying the tool before the employee even opens a fresh browser tab.
We are tracking how AI is evolving from an isolated chatbot into decentralized, composable infrastructure for you. Someone figures out a way to process a massive stack of legal contracts, and that sequence instantly becomes a reproducible skill available to the entire organization.
Everyone else hits a single button to run a complex chain of automated reasoning.
Wait, doesn't packaging creative AI into strict, repeatable skills just recreate rigid corporate bureaucracy directly inside the machine?
Anthropic outlined a managed agents architecture to solve that specific risk. They purposefully separated the AI brain from the hands.
In a normal bureaucracy, a single administrative process breaks, and the whole system freezes while you wait for a human administrator to fix the paperwork.
Under this new architecture, the main language model operates strictly as the brain. It handles the core logic and long-term strategy.
The hands operate as completely independent execution sandboxes.
The model issues commands to these temporary digital containers, assigning them the actual file editing and computational busywork.
The brain delegates the dangerous tasks to isolated environments, so the core system remains protected from a catastrophic crash.
If a specific container crashes from executing a terrible line of code, the broader session survives unharmed. The brain simply registers the failure, destroys the broken container, spins up a fresh sandbox, and attempts an entirely different solution.
The workflow never hits a permanent bottleneck.
The architecture might be crash-resistant.
The entire system remains useless if the brain takes 30 seconds to tell the hands what to do.
Anthropic dropping time to first token latency by 60 to 90% changes the foundational experience for you.
That massive reduction in latency is the difference between staring at a frozen dial-up screen and getting an instant text reply from a hyperactive colleague.
You ask a complicated question, and the text begins streaming across your monitor before your finger even lifts off the return key.
That sheer speed enables the broader coding market to finally embrace modularity.
Tools are splitting into distinct, specialized layers, rather than attempting to function as bloated all-in-one applications. Cursor handles orchestration,
Acting as the high-level project manager, breaking down a massive software update into bite-sized assignments.
Claude Code steps in to execute the actual programming, functioning as the tireless developer typing out the software block by block.
Then OpenAI's Codex drops in from the top rope to act as the ruthless review layer. OpenAI officially built a Codex plugin directly into a rival's product, Anthropic's Claude Code. Wait, doesn't having an OpenAI model review an Anthropic model's output just create an endless, expensive loop of rival bots aggressively arguing over code syntax?
Cross-provider review functions as an unavoidable technical necessity in modern development. Models cannot objectively grade their own homework.
If Claude makes a fundamental logic error during the execution phase, it remains permanently blind to that specific flaw due to its own training weights.
An adversarial review layer prevents compounding errors. A second model, trained on entirely different data by a competing company, applies genuinely independent scrutiny.
It searches for vulnerabilities in authentication protocols and data loss prevention that the original model physically cannot perceive.
Vendor lock-in is failing as a business strategy. Big tech companies spend a decade trapping users inside proprietary software ecosystems.
These giants are suddenly abandoning those walled gardens, recognizing forced isolation limits their reach.
Competitors inject their specialized models into rival environments simply to ensure their tool remains an indispensable layer in your daily coding stack.
Companies are abandoning walled gardens to ensure their tool remains a critical layer in your coding stack.
If models are already orchestrating remote sandboxes, generating functional software, conducting cross-provider security reviews, and automatically patching their own vulnerabilities, human engineers will soon be reduced to highly paid spectators watching bots argue over pull requests. Goodbye.